Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, I welcome you all to another edition of our English lessons. I hope you will enjoy this. Hope you will enjoy the lesson with me. It's a grammar lesson, and the topic is about adverbs. But before we talk about adverbs, I want you to watch the video. I will pause the video and explain as we go along. First, we want to look at the broad category where we find adverbs. Adverbs belong to a group of a large group of words called parts of speech. So we want to look at the different parts of speech and then talk about adverbs. Okay, so the 8 parts of speech, as we can see, they are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. This is the broad group from where we find adverbs. As you can see, an adverb or adverbs are one of the 8 parts of speech. So actually, what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that describes a verb. It also describes an adjective or another adverb. To help you understand adverbs, how they work in sentences, adverbs answer the questions how, they answer the question when. As you can see, after each, you will see a question mark. After how, you see question mark. They answer the question how. They answer the question when. They answer the question where. They answer the question to what extent. Okay, let's use these 3 examples. First, let's talk about the first group of adverbs, those that tell us how an action happens. You will find words like quickly, peacefully, loudly, accidentally, hopefully, carelessly, lazily. These are all examples of adverbs. What do we observe about these adverbs? Yes, these 3 adverbs, they all end in ly. Quickly, peacefully, loudly. But if we remove the ly from each of these adverbs, we have other words. Instead of quickly, we have quick. Instead of peacefully, we have peaceful. Instead of loudly, we have loud. Now, these words without ly, they are adjectives. They describe nouns. They stand before nouns. They modify nouns. When you add ly to them, they become adverbs. Good. So we have another group. The second group of adverbs are those that answer the question when. It tells when or how often something happens. You have now, always, then, tomorrow, never, sometimes. Okay? All of these are adverbs that show you when or how often something happens. We have the third group of adverbs that tell us where something happens. Inside the house, outside the building, here, there, up, down. These are adverbs that tell us where something happens. Okay? The last group of adverbs are those that tell us to what extent. To what extent, barely. To what extent, almost. We were almost late for the bus, right? To what extent were we late for the bus? Almost. Maybe by a minute or two, we will not have come with the bus. Very urgent. Very tell us how urgent someone is. Very urgent. Extremely beautiful. Extremely tell us to what extent someone is beautiful. This lady is extremely beautiful, very, very beautiful. To what extent the person is beautiful. Now, let's try the short exercise. Find the adverbs in this sentence. Can anyone try to identify the adverbs in this sentence? Okay, so now in this sentence we have all the four types of adverbs. The first one is yesterday, which tells us when, adverb of time. We have very, which tells us to what extent, very. Carefully ends in ly, so it tells us how. Modified, it is modified by very. And we have the last one, outside, which tells us where, adverb of place. Okay, I want to stop the video here and we go back to the readers and writers notebook. I'll share another page with you. I'll share the readers and writers notebook page with you. Let's see the exercise that we have there. Let's see the exercise that we have in the Readers and Writers Notebook. In the Readers and Writers Notebook, already we've discussed adverbs. Adverbs that tell us how, when, and where. All right? And then we see comparative adverbs when you compare two, superlative adverbs when you compare three or more. Now, in this exercise, we are to underline the adverbs in each sentence. Then you circle the word that each adverb tells you about or modifies. We'll look at the answers quickly. In number 1, we have bravely. That's the adverb that is underlined. The word that it is modifying is risked. We underline tirelessly. We have seldomly, modifying shopped, often modifying lonely, outdoors, modifying the verb toiled, and indoors. And in the last exercise, you should underline the adverb that best completes each sentence. Number 6, proudly. Number 7, better. Number 8, terribly. Number 9, more desperately. And number 10, directly. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you again some other time for another interesting lesson. Have a nice day.